My name's Crystal Homeith and I'm a Melbourne-based wedding photographer. I have had a couple of brides and grooms say to me lately that they've found the wedding process of choosing a wedding photographer incredibly difficult. They weren't exactly sure what the questions were that they should be asking or what they should even be looking for, where to even start. So I thought I'd put together a little video to basically tell you what I think the three most important things that you need to be considering are before booking a wedding photographer. So the first one, it's a little bit of a touchy subject, and that's budget. So I think it is vitally important that a bride and groom sit down from the start and work out what a realistic budget is for their wedding photography. A huge aspect of that is going to be how important your wedding photos are to you. As a bride to be myself, I know I've put aside a rather large amount of our wedding budget for wedding photography because, surprise, surprise, it's very important to me that we have exactly what I want. Now, within considering your budget, there's also another aspect to that that you need to consider, which is what are you wanting out of your wedding package? Are you just wanting coverage? Do you want to maybe get an album? Do you want to get some canvases or prints? And what sort of coverage are you looking for? Are you expecting the photographer to just stay until before the reception, maybe a few hours? Or are you expecting them to stay, till the end of the night? So all of those things are going to determine what your wedding budget needs to be for your photography. As far as the reality tends to be that the more you tend to add on, unfortunately, the more expensive it's going to be. And then secondly, the thing that I think people always need to do is decide what style of photography you love, because there are so many different types. And this really comes down to doing a lot of research. Jump online, have a look, and decide what grabs your eye personally. You're going to be looking at these photos for many, many years to come, and you need to make sure that you're happy with the way in which your wedding day was captured. Most photographers these days have a great online presence, and you can really get a feel for them on their websites. Within the style as well, there's also the style in which the photographer will tend to work. So the way they will go about capturing your day. And there are really two schools of thought to this. There are those who are directive and those who are observant photographers. A directive photographer will tend to pose you and give you a lot of instructions on what to do. Whereas an observant photographer will tend to sort of sit back, take a bit more of a fly on the wall approach and capture the day as it unfolds, and rarely tends to give you much instruction of what they want you to do. I think both have beautiful outcomes. It just tends to be what you want and what you feel like you need from your photographer and what makes you comfortable. So when meeting with your photographer, I always recommend to ask what their style is of shooting and how they involve themselves in the wedding day. Now, thirdly, I think one of the most important things is how comfortable you feel with your photographer and their personality. You will be spending a huge part of your wedding day with your photographer. So make sure they're fun, make sure they're going to make the day go smoothly, and they're just going to be, in high spirits, fun, professional. You don't want anything going wrong. And that is a very important part, in my opinion, probably because I know how much time I spend with my couples on a wedding day. And if you have someone that's not really oozing personality, it's probably going to be a little bit of a downer. So make sure you pick the person who has the right personality fix for you.